this article is a ScreenRant.com article written by John Orchiola. Yeah, that's the best stuff. And it is entitled, Mr. Chekov actor Walter Koenig reveals if he would return to Star Trek. John Orchiola, as the writer of this article, can you please enlighten us? I don't know anything about this story.
Well, back on Friday, there was this podcast called Star Trek and Chill that just happened to have Walter Koenig come on, and it also happened to be his birthday. It is a fun name, very whimsical.
You only turn 87 once.
And then during this podcast, around the 15-minute mark, one of the hosts, this guy named Ryan T. Husk, asked Walter Koenig that if Star Trek were to call him and offer him to come back for a season or an episode or something, would he want to come back to Star Trek? And Walter took a moment to consider his answer. And then he said, well, and then he yelled at the top of his lungs, the loudest, most emphatic yes I've ever heard.
Yeah, his mic cracked.
His mic cracked, yes.
Yeah.
Dogs bark all over the neighborhood.
He was all for it. And so again, as Star Trek fans, my first thought is I try to place him. Look, the most obvious answers to me are Lower Decks and Prodigy, because it's easy. He could actually reprise his character, at any age, as in him being at any age. He can't reprise himself as a 7-year-old Chekov. And maybe he could. I don't know.
Can I add something to that? Actually, can I add something of why I want that to happen? Is because I'm not sure if we canonically know how far Pavel Chekov went in Starfleet. Did he become an admiral? Did he, he started, the last time we actually see Pavel Chekov is in Generations. And he's a commander there? Is he a captain? How far did he actually go?
Well, according to Picard, he is an admiral.
Well, that was Anton Chekov.
Yeah, that's President Anton Chekov.
Sorry.
That's his son. It's either his son or his grandson.
Yeah.
Right.
How far did he travel, though, canonically?
He could have been relicsed. He could have been metamorphosed.
He could have been relicsed.
There's so many things.
He could have been too mixed.
Too mixed.
But we see people who get frozen in time in all the series, who are discovered in some weird anomaly. So it could have happened at any age. And it could make sense in any time period.
Yeah. Aaron Walke says, Mr. Koenig, you have been heard. I like this.
I like to quote the great Quagmire on Family Guy, I like where this is going.
Yeah. Plus, I like that there's a period at the end. Perfect. Just so fast.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I had something to say, but now I'm lost in the thought of Chekov returning to. This is what I want. I remember now. Okay. So they're out on the Protostar and they're like, oh, we found a Dauntless. They're out somewhere in space and they see a ship floating around. Okay. I don't have all the details. I'm not, you may find this surprising, but I have nothing to do with Star Trek. I'm not a writer on their shows. I wish I were, but this is what I would do. Have them show up at some beat up old ship and they find something trapped in their transporter. They pull them out and it's Chekov, just like Scotty in Relics, right? And then they pull out another guy. Let's say it's Barkley, and he's holding a giant worm, or whatever. What was that episode where he's holding a giant worm?
It's so scary. That thing gave me nightmares.
What was that episode?
I can't remember the title. I'm blocking on it.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I've watched it very few times because it's so many nightmares. That worm was so creepy. Ugh.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the people to let us know, but no. Somebody knows it, and they will tell us. Look, also, okay. So the summary that you wrote, John, is as follows. Walter Koenig is eager to return to the Star Trek franchise and continue his acting career despite his age. Koenig expresses his deep desire to perform and be appreciated as an actor, emphasizing the importance of creativity and self-exploration. While unable to directly mention Star Trek due to an ongoing strike, Koenig's response affirms his enthusiasm for the opportunity to bring new life to a character and connect with audiences. Now, of course, there's always, in live action, he could just be a different character. That's always possible. That's always happy. That's always fun. He doesn't have to be Chekov. Of course, us nerds want to see Chekov back. But if he just wants to come back as some old farmer or the admiral of the day or some part of a tribunal, they could put like a prosthetic on his head. And he could be part of some alien tribunal. There are a lot of things
you
that
play hacky sack.
Yes. I don't know. Well, we could try. We'll see what happens. I'm sure Walter's watching right now, and he's like, I can still hacky sack. If you don't believe me, I'll show you. You watch me. I've got a great left foot.
Oh, he's so cute.
So we tweeted about this. We said we tweeted about Walter Koenig's response. And we said, hey, what would you like to see Walter Koenig come back? And somebody by the name of Marcus Henry McLaughlin said, a new animated series with George Takei and Walter Koenig set in the early TNG era would rule. So we're talking about like first or second season, maybe.
Below Decks.
Blood.
Even like set during season 1 when like allegedly Chekov was below decks and that's why Khan knew him.
Well, no, he would be. Yes. But this is early TNG era, so they would be super
TNG.
old. Yeah, so this would be upper deckers. Those of you that have been college students know what an upper decker is. Sorry, go ahead, John.
No, in this time period, early TNG era, Kirk is in the Nexus. So is it just like Chekov and Sulu like constantly high-fiving that Kirk is gone? And like
oh, I like this is a fun idea.
Because kind of reflect real life.
Yeah, Melissa laughed a little too hard at that one. I wonder what's going on there.
That was a little, wow, that's a little scandalous.